Alright guys, today we're talking array lists. So I have here a couple of pieces of code. I've gone a little bit beyond my usual. So I have here a thing that prints out array lists. My IDE is working. Great, good start. I also have here a card class that I just wrote real quickly. So the card class currently is just a wrapper for two values. These are the suit and the value of the card. So that would be something like the suit is hearts and the value of the card is like 5 or whatever. And then I've got a constructor here that takes a suit and a value and just attaches them to the value or the variables that are in my card class. And then I've overridden the toString method just so my cards print out well. So let me go ahead and start things off by just making a test card. So I'm going to make a card called test card. And this is going to be a new card. And my new card is going to be in the hearts suit. And it's going to be the king of hearts. Notice this value has to be a string. So if I was making a 5, I would need a 5 in quotes here. I'm going to press run on this. It's going to go ahead and make that card. I forgot to do anything to it. So let's just print that out quick. So we'll just print out our test card. So let's see here. We should see King of Hearts. Great. I got King of Hearts. Perfect. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to use an array list to store these things. The reason I'm using an array list and not an array is when I'm thinking about a deck of cards, I'm thinking about I'm not sure how many cards are going to be left in the deck after I do my dealing. So when I'm making that thing, I really need a storage object that doesn't require there to be a certain number of things in it. There might be 5 cards in the deck, there might be 52, there might be 3, there might be none. I need to have a storage that I can size. And that's where array lists come in. So an array, you would tell it it's going to expect 52 things, and then we could make our 52 cards. We could go ahead and do that. That would actually work just fine. The only problem with that would be that I would have to have some way to account for the fact that I've dealt 5 cards out. And I would have to like make blank spaces or make dummy cards or something to put in my array. An array list kind of cleans that problem up. So an array list is just dynamically sizable array, essentially. So I'm going to import from java.util ArrayList. And then in here, I'm going to make myself an array list. So right here below my test card, I'm going to make an array list. And the little pointy guys, in there needs to go, what are you making your array list out to store? So I'm making my array list to store things called cards, right? So I'm putting the class name that I'm intending to store in my array list right there. And then what am I going to name this thing? I'm going to call this thing a deck, because what else are you going to call a set of cards? And then here we need to make a new array list. When you make an array list, you don't have to put card in here again. You will see me do that. I forget that I don't have to do that all the time, and so I'll tend to do that. Okay, so now that we've made our array list, we're going to need to populate it with some stuff. So I have a card. I'm going to add it to the array list. So I'm going to do deck.add, and the card I'm going to add is going to be my test card. So we made the King of Hearts. Now we've added it to the deck. Now, if we want to know what's in the deck, we can check. So the way to check whether what's in the deck is to say, all right, I'm going to do system out print line. So I'm printing, and I want to do deck.get, and you can get something by which spot it's in. And again, like arrays, array lists start counting at 0. So I know I only have the one thing in here. So I can get this at the 0 index. I could also do get first. I could also do get last. All of these right now, doing get to 0, doing get first, and get last, those are all going to return the same thing right now because there's only the one thing in there. So I'm going to do get, and I'm going to do 0 here. So let's run this. We should see that we have the King of Hearts again printing. So I've got this print line that just said my card was working. And now here I've got the first thing in the deck printing out. Great. Okay, what if I want to alter what's in there? Let me go ahead and let me make several more cards. So in order to make several more cards, I'm just going to use a for loop for this. And off to the side here, I have a little string of values. And I'm going to drop that little string array of values in here. These are just all the possible card values, right? So I'm going to make myself a little enhanced for loop. So I'm going to say, let's do for a string called value that's in our values list. What do I want to do? Well, I want to do deck.add. So I'm going to add a new card. So I'm going to put new card. And my new card is going to be, we're going to go with spades. And we're going to add our value. So this is going to go through and populate our deck with the spades cards. So I'm going to hit run on this. I'm now getting, oh, why didn't I see anything else? Well, I didn't see anything else because I never asked about it. I put all those cards in the deck, but then I didn't do anything about it. So let's go ahead and do, let's loop through our deck. So here's a way to loop through the deck. This is going to be looping through by index. So I'm going to start an integer I. It's going to start at 0. We're going to do, as long as I is less than deck.size. So deck.size, the size method, returns the number of things that are in the array list. So when I do deck.size here, I'm going to get 14 because I've got the 13 spades that I put in there and the king of hearts. So I should get 14 out of that. And then we're going to do I++. So that's going to move us through this one at a time. So I'm moving through by index, and I'm going to do, actually, I already have this pretty much here. So I'm going to print out deck.getI. So let's hit run on this. We should see our whole deck here. We've already got king of hearts. That's coming from here. So I'm going to shut that off. And I'm going to put right here a print line to tell me what I've got going. So this says the deck contains. So this is one way of printing out the deck. So we've got the deck contains king of hearts, 2 of spades, yada yada. 10 of spades is weird because it's one character longer than everything else. Jack, queen, and king. Great. Cool. That's working. This is loop through by index. This is not how I tend to loop through an array list, but this is an option. If you need the index of the thing and also the thing itself, this is a great way to do it. If you don't need the index of a thing, there's a different way to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and change this a little bit. I'm going to update one of the cards in the deck. So I want to replace one of the cards in the deck. I'm going to replace, let's see. So I'm counting slots here. So king of hearts is in the 0 slot, 2 of spades is in the 1 slot, 3 of spades is in the 2 slot. So I'm going to replace the 5 of spades. I'm going to make that into the 7 of diamonds. So what I'm going to do is that's in the 6th slot. So what we're going to do is we're going to do deck.set. And then I want to set the thing in the 6th slot because that's where the 5 of spades lives. And then what do I want to set it to? I want to set it to a new card. And that new card is going to be, what did I say? The 7 of diamonds. So we're going to do diamonds and 7. 7 needs to be a string for this to work out for me. Oops. Okay, and then we need a semicolon. And now that's going to set the card that's in the 6th slot, and it's going to remove the old card and add this new one. Now, I want to print out the array list again. So I'm going to grab this code that loops through the array list here, and I'm going to change this a little bit. So first thing we're going to do is that contains is fine. We're not going to loop through by index. We're going to loop through the we're going to loop through the array list using an enhanced for loop. So that's going to look like, I want to do for a card of the deck. So this is going to loop through that whole deck, one card at a time, and we're just going to print out the cards. So notice I've lost track of the index of these things, but if you don't care about the index, this is fine. So running through here, I got, I think I miscounted. I must have miscounted. So hearts was in the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Crap, I miscounted. I removed the 7 of spades and made it the 7 of diamonds. So if I wanted to do what I said I was going to do, which was remove the 5, that's in slot 4, I think. Assuming that's what I said I was going to do. I lost track now of what I said I was going to do. So now I've replaced the 5 of spades with the 7 of diamonds. I think that's what I said I was going to do. If that's not what I said I was going to do, sorry, my bad. Okay, so I've updated an element in the array list. So that's what this does. This update an element. This one specifically updated the thing in the for spot. So at the specified index. Okay, so we've looped through the array list in a couple different ways. We've added things to the array list. We've set things in the array list, so we've changed things in the array list. What if we wanted to remove things from the array list? So there's a remove command, and it works like pop does in most languages. So here what I want to do is I want to make another array list. So I'm going to make another array list, and my array list here of cards is going to be called hand. And this is going to be a new array list. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to deal 2 cards out of my deck. So we've got a couple different ways we could do that. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to need a for loop to do this. So I'm going to start an integer I at 0. We're going to go as long as I is less than 2. And we're going to go up by 1, so we're going to do I++. We're going to throw our braces here. And now in here, we need to do take a card out of the deck and put it in the hand. So a couple different ways to do this. There's a 2-line way and a 1-line way. I'm going to show you the 2-line way first because I think it's more comprehensible. And then I'll show you the 1-line way. So I'm going to make a card variable to hold my card. So this is going to be a card, actually let's call it moving card. So this is the card we're kind of currently dealing, right? And this is going to be, we're going to take our deck and we're going to do .remove. And there's options for remove. You can remove something at a specified index. You can remove the first thing, the last thing, or you can say, I want to remove a specific object. Because I'm talking about a deck of cards here, I'm going to go with removing the last thing. That said, that's just flavor. Nobody cares if you're dealing off the bottom of the deck when you're dealing virtual cards, right? So I've got my moving card is going to be what I get when I do deck.remove last. So the last card in my deck right now is the King of Spades. So we're going to pull that off, and then what we're going to do is we're going to do hand.add, and the card we're going to add is this moving card. Okay. So now I should get 2 cards into my hand, and then I'll want to display my hand. So I'm going to take this code that loops through my deck. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to paste it here. And I'm going to say the hand contains. Actually, let's leave that. Let's say the deck contains. So that's going to print out what the deck contains. And then we'll print out again. And here we'll put what the hand contains. So all I need to do here, because I'm using this enhanced for loop, is just tell it which list of cards that I want it to talk to. So I want it to go through the hand card by card and print out the cards. This one is going through the deck hand, card by card and printing out the cards. So let's run this. We should get a bunch of different times where the cards are contained. Okay, so we've got the deck contains all this stuff. Then we adjusted, so now we have the 7 of diamonds in place of the 5 of spades. Then we have the deck contains cards, King of Hearts, some spades, the 7 of diamonds, some more spades. Then we're missing the last 2 spades that we used to have. We used to have the Queen and King, and now those are in the hand. Notice they got backwards, but who cares? So, what I encourage you to do, right, if you're trying to write a deck of cards, you need to figure out some way to shuffle. I'm not going to show you how to shuffle. I want you to figure out how to shuffle on your own. I am not populating this array in the best possible way. So right now I'm putting only the spades in here, right? My array list doesn't contain all cards, so I don't have a complete deck of cards here anyway. I only have some of the spades, the 7 of diamonds, and the King of Hearts. If you wanted a full deck of cards, you'd probably want, like, to do something better with this. It's probably a better idea to use an enum than a string array here, but whatever, you do you. That'll also work. I think that's what I want you to have for array lists. The beauty of array lists is that they're dynamically sizable, right? So I don't have to tell you how big this array list is before you mess with it. I can just say, I want an array list. I'm going to put some cards in it. Don't worry about how many cards are in there. We'll just populate it as we go. This models most card games, right? There's a lot of card games where you can have a hand that increases or decreases in size. Certainly your deck can increase or decrease in size. I'm sure you can see that using the same stuff, right? We could make a draw pile. We could make a discard pile. We could make 2 players' hands. We'd probably use array lists for all 4 of those things. If you're modeling a more complicated card game, right, you might have each player may have a play deck and a discard pile or like a graveyard or something. Each player might have a hand. You might have face-up cards and face-down cards. You can model a lot with this, and the array lists let you just have the flexibility of not having to declare how many things are in there or put them in there when you make the thing. You can declare your array list and then deal cards into the hand, right? You can have your player sitting there with empty hands, and then you can deal them some cards that they can hold. All right, guys. Thank you very much. I will catch you on the next one.